Hi, I'm Kaylee.
Hi, I'm Henrike.
Hi, I'm Julia.
Hi, I'm Nienke, and welcome to The Grid.
This is our new podcast about Formula One. I hope you're excited to listen.
We'll talk about all things Formula One, race recaps, history, news, maybe some gossip even.
New episode every Friday.
Before we start, big spoiler alert.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about the new Drive to Survive season 3. A lot of things happened.
Yes. A lot of
Yeah.
things happened.
And a lot of things
2020
didn't
was
happen.
very eventful.
Oh, don't even get me started on the things that didn't happen because that's
Yeah.
first
Okay.
episode is about the Australian Grand Prix, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It was
was
hard.
weird.
It was weird.
It was weird seeing a lot of people together. Like
Yeah.
knowing that the virus was already a thing, but everybody was like, eh,
Yeah, they
not
even were like,
really.
oh, it's not a big deal, but like, and they still thought that the race would be happening. I
Yeah.
think that's one of the weirdest
Yeah.
things to see now because like
Yeah,
everyone was walking
exactly.
around with no masks and everything and no distance, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing that now.
I remember being at home and thinking like, okay, like the free practice is gonna start, and like I think it was 10 or 11 hours, and I was like, okay, you have to cancel it now because otherwise I'm getting my hopes up. And I knew that it would be canceled. And I was like, just
Yeah.
cancel it already. You're just not doing any good here, especially for all the fans that were in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so sad to see all of them get like sent home and everything when they. I mean, people traveled from all over the world to be at the first race, and then they decided to cancel it last minute, which I think was to the fans. It was like kind of mean, I guess,
Yes.
in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was. But besides that, not a lot happened in the first episode, I guess.
No, apart from like the thing with the pink Mercedes.
Oh yes.
That was also the first episode. It
Yes.
started with that.
Oh my
But
god.
the introduction, the kind of the speculation and people kind of people kind of starting to look at it, question it. A few of the teams were wondering because obviously Racing Point finished, I think it was, or Force India, I think it was 7th the year before, and they came in the pre-season test. They were so quick, so obviously they seen that the car was familiar, and they just, yeah, of course they had questions about it. And I think Otmar did have a good point though. If the car was slow, would people have questioned it? Not sure, but
Yeah.
the fact that it was so fast, I think the teams definitely thought something was up.
Yeah. I mean, it was just there was something wrong with the car in a good way for like them, but yeah. And yeah, it was just weird. The whole thing around Racing Point last season, it just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
No, definitely. And also like the fact that they got sued, like not like really, just like I think it was a 15 points that were taken away from them.
Yeah.
But also just like from the team, not from the drivers, I think.
Yeah.
And I checked it, and if they wouldn't have gotten that penalty, they would have been third.
Yeah.
In the constructors.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy, right?
It actually cost them like a whole lot of money.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think the weird thing about that was, if you think about it, 15 points is quite a lot in theory, but they got to run the car the rest of the year, so they were, in theory, just getting them points back, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
If they had to get rid of the certain parts of the car that were illegal, then that would obviously have been a harsher penalty.
Yeah, definitely. I personally, I think that the penalty they got wasn't enough for what they did, I guess, because
I agree.
They cheated the system, and I mean that's just not something that should be taken so lightly.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. But
I think that was everything that happened in the first episode. basically.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah,
kind of a
mainly.
recap of last season and kind of
Yeah.
the introduction of the
Yeah.
co-pilot and how the
And
season
just-
was going to be different.
Yeah, and just a big question like, will we continue with this race or will we stop it? Like,
Yeah.
you see some team principals say, yeah, we want to race, and then you see others say like, we don't want to race. And I think
yeah,
it really shows the mindset we all had back then. Like, this is nothing. Another new direct, like, this is quite serious.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird seeing everybody's mindset. And
I remember Lando saying that, oh, I don't care, I want to drive. And to be
Yeah,
honest,
exactly.
but I get that because back then it was like this really new thing from China that just came over, and it was only his second season in Formula One, and the car looked competitive.
Yeah.
So I get why he definitely wanted to race. Like if I
Sweet.
would have been in that position, it would have been easy
yeah,
for
I
me
would
to
have
say,
wanted to
I
race
want to
as
drive.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron had to pull out. They pulled out before it was cancelled officially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of
Yeah.
a team member that got COVID. So
Mhm.
they had to.
I almost forgot about that.
Same, but yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
About it, our film was, I think all the other major sporting events had been cancelled, and the
Yeah.
fact that they let people travel from all over the world
That's just crazy.
just for the uncertainty. I think they probably already knew that it was going to be a risk.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with Lewis. I think cash is king.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
No,
Yeah.
actually it was Zep, I think, but like they were
Yeah.
sitting together, so
Yeah, it was one of both who said it
Yeah.
too. But I think there's a big truth in there as well.
oh yes. Oh yeah.
Definitely. Yes. Money is everything in sports.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But I think we will come back to that later. Again,
Yeah.
to that
We will.
money topic in Formula
Yeah,
One.
we will.
Right?
Yes.
So,
But episode 2, I got a bit of a
I have no idea what
mind-
happened.
I have no idea.
No
it
clue
was
what happened.
It was basically about the return of F1 a couple months later, and it was the Austrian Grand Prix, and they were kind of following Alex a little bit, the pressure on him this season to deliver, and also Lando's podium.
Of
Lando.
course, yes.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that happened that year.
Also, like Charles on the podium gave me hope for Ferrari.
Yeah, but then it all went
Yeah.
down.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
good
think
old times.
with what you said about the pressure on Alex, there was a lot of pressure on him
There was
to
so
do
much
well,
pressure
and
on him. Yeah.
whereas in the in 2019, yeah, there was a pressure on him, but if he didn't fulfill or succeeded, yeah, he knew he wasn't gonna get the contract. So for that season, it didn't really matter anymore.
Yeah.
But this season, he had a contract and he had to like really succeed and do well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red Bull just, I think it's like their thing to screw up their second driver. Because they've been doing it for years now. I think that's just an ongoing thing with them.
Yeah. The thing I realized, or I thought about, is like in a way they're looking for a second Bottas to their Max.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Like they want somebody who will drive good, but who will come in second place always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are not a lot of drivers who are willing to do it.
No.
I'm not sure if it was like this season of Drive to Survive or the last one, but I remember Christian Horner saying that like we need a driver to score points when Max doesn't finish.
Yeah.
And for me that includes like, yeah, as long as Max is there, it's okay if you do okay, but the second that Max is out, like crash or
You need
or
to
something
win.
else, you have to win that race.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like for me. And I think at Red Bull they're all just really stone cold. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
for
Yeah.
them it's business only. They don't care what happens to people, what they do to people's minds,
No.
and like they don't care about the person. Like they just want to see results. To be honest, I don't like to say that, but that's what gets you the farthest in
Yeah.
the
It
sport.
does, yeah.
Not
Especially
giving
like
a damn about other people, just on your results.
And if
Sadly.
you don't need to tiptoe around everything, if you can get straight to the point.
Yeah.
So episode 3.
the Bottas one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bottas.
Besides that one
Oh.
scene, I think it's one of the episodes that stuck with me the most because
Yeah.
you really got to see his side of like how he thinks about the team, and not only that side.
Sorry,
know what you were
sad,
thinking.
like, also when you're
No.
tweeting about it, like it's
In a way, I think it's a bit sad because that they put that in because
It took away like the whole
Yeah.
thing that he was trying to tell, because he really gave his perspective on like the whole situation with Lewis and
Yeah.
the team, and that scene really
his-
just screwed over the whole episode.
Yeah, because that's everything people remember now.
Yeah,
And not
and
I mean
not
they
what he
don't
tried to
remember the
tell.
fact that he gave Max a toe in Russia.
Exactly.
I
Or that he
mean,
like, yeah,
but just being selfish for once is like, it's amazing to see that. I wish Bottas would be more selfish and also more often, because then maybe we would actually see a fight for the title.
yes,
But
Yeah.
like I miss Bottas 2.0 and also the porridge Bottas.
yes,
Like he always says that he gained confidence and this year is gonna be his year and this year he's gonna fight Lewis, but in the end he doesn't.
no, he never does. But I
No.
hope this year maybe he will, because they both of their contracts ended this year. So
Yeah.
I think maybe he will be like, okay, if it's going to be my last year here, then I will take that
I
win
don't
for
give-
Mercedes this year.
Yeah. Maybe it's like I don't care about anything anymore. I'm gonna be out of a seat at the end of the year. Probably.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe. Let's just do it. I don't care.
Yeah, that would be great. Otherwise, my hope lies with Max.
yeah. I hope he will like push harder, and I hope the car won't like break down as many times as it did last year.
Yeah.
Because he had so much races where he just did not finish, and I hope that will change this year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that he can actually like fight Lewis and fight Mercedes for like the win. Because
Or come close to them at least.
yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe that we don't get a title decider like halfway through the season, but like
yeah,
more to the end would be great.
yeah, exactly.
I just rewatched I think it was the 2012 Brazilian Grand Prix with
That's a great
the
one.
title fight between Alonso and Vettel.
Yeah,
And first of all, I missed that, and that was just amazing to see. Like there are actual fights
yeah,
going on for like even in the last corner.
yeah. Those were like the actual
Can't wait to have
races
that again.
where
Yeah.
like it wasn't decided at the start of the race. Like, oh, Mercedes has full that they're gonna win the race unless something really bad happens to the car. But what was the-
That episode is
yes,
My heartbreak,
yeah,
my
Yeah.
own personal heartbreak.
yeah, it was. I mean, it was good to see things from Sebastian's side, I think, because we never really got that. We only just assumed things like, oh, this is what happened. But seeing like what actually went down, like kind of behind the scenes, obviously we didn't see everything, but the things that we did get to see that did clear up some things.
Yeah.
So I thought it was great to see.
So it was
Yes,
quite.
it was.
It was quite inside the Ferrari story. It was quite. You could see the awkwardness and the tension at times during the meetings
Yeah.
and things. And I think I don't know about you, but I didn't realize that Ferrari let Seb go, and it wasn't really even a discussion. It was just kind of like letting
No.
you go, and yeah, I didn't really see it like that. And I think
No.
maybe that. Well, I think that's what led to Seb maybe announcing he was joining Aston Martin on the weekend of the
Yeah.
1000th
Yes.
Grand Prix.
Yeah.
I think that was
Savage move.
definitely a good ironic statement for
It
Seb
was.
to put out there.
It
that
was.
Yeah.
I
he's
love
moved
that.
on, and yeah, him and Ferrari are done.
Yeah.
Sadly, I gotta say, like, on one hand, I'm glad that he's out of the toxic environment, because like they just, I wouldn't say they destroyed his self-confidence, but in some way they did. And seeing him living his dream, but being screwed over by the team he always dreamed about driving for is just bad. So I'm glad that he's out of there. Still sad
Yeah.
he didn't like win a title with Ferrari,
Yeah.
but maybe again with Aston Martin. I've got
I
no,
hope
hope
he
in my
will.
boy.
Because I think Aston Martin will give Sebastian like chances that he didn't get with Ferrari last year. At least the last couple of years he didn't.
Yeah.
I definitely think Aston Martin have got a good car, so let's just
Yeah.
hope that old Seb can come back, and the confident
hope,
Seb
yeah.
and the
Yeah.
world champion Seb will be back.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
But the fact that he announced it on the weekend,
That's just iconic.
it
That's,
was
It's
was
really iconic.
so
Yeah.
good.
it's probably his best move to, you
I
know,
think,
Definitely.
yeah. Yeah, because that was everything anybody could talk about. I mean,
yeah.
they didn't talk about the 1000th
No.
Grand Prix. They were talking about the fact that he was going to Aston Martin.
Yeah.
I think it was brilliant. It was a brilliant.
It was a brilliant move. It was.
It definitely was.
Yeah. So I think this podcast is going a bit faster than previous one.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna be good. Next one is episode
Yeah.
5, I believe.
That's the move with Daniel.
Oh
And
yeah.
the protest against Racing Point.
Oh, that was a great one.
Stu
Yeah.
Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, I get why Daniel felt the need to leave Renault, because he just
Yeah.
didn't get what he was promised. I think
Exactly.
like he was promised a team where he could actually win races again and fight for the championship, and they just didn't deliver. So I totally get that.
Exactly.
And seeing
Yeah.
it spot open at McLaren, the way they
They improved over
exactly
the past 2
the way
years.
they improved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago when he moved to Renault, I'm not gonna say I was surprised that he chose that team, but even then they were talking about. I mean, 2 years ago, he was already thinking like, will I move to Renault? Will I move to McLaren? And back then, Renault was doing better than McLaren. So I think it was a good choice that he went there. It was a logical choice. But seeing now, I wasn't surprised that he was moving to McLaren.
No.
Because
No, definitely not.
in the episode, it looked like everybody was so surprised that, like, why would you move, and you should give a team more time. But seeing as how McLaren improved so much over the past 2 years, you would think that Renault could do the same. So I
Yeah.
wasn't surprised at all.
No, I wasn't
No.
surprised either. So,
I totally get that.
I think his move from Red Bull to Renault was a risk, and I think he kind of regretted his decision
Yeah.
not long after.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of clear why he went to McLaren, and I think he's probably ready to settle down. He knows he's got a good team now with the potential to be on the podium and winning races
Yeah,
soon, I
def-
think.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think Cyril was very angry. I mean, he showed it in the episode.
He took
Yeah.
it personally.
He
he
took it very
did.
personally.
Yeah.
But in the end, I was like, knowing what we know now, you're gonna move as well.
Yeah.
Don't take
I
it
think
too
that's
personally.
one of the reasons he left. He's just like, there's no Daniel at the team now. I'm just gonna go as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
just go and
exactly.
get my tattoo, and that is me done.
Or maybe
I
he
hope
heard
he will
Alonso
get the
coming.
tattoo.
Or he heard like Alonso was coming back and was like, I'm not gonna work with him.
I'm out of here. I'm out.
I would have done the same thing, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he made a big, in the same episode, it showed that he made a big decision, Cyril, to protest against Racing Point.
Yes.
If I was right, they were one of the first teams to actually protest the
Yeah, they
pink.
were.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think it shows. I don't know whether it's right to say this, but in a way, it shows courage to be the first to protest it, because it's easy to say like we don't agree and have a lot of teams say it, but it's different when you actually want to do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for the midfield teams, it was quite an easy decision
Yeah.
to protest because
Yeah,
ultimately it's them that they're up against. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Like it's like big money, like cash is king.
yeah.
It was like big money involved in the constructors. So I get like when you see another team copying the title winning car of last year,
Yeah.
or even like the slightest chance that there's something wrong or illegal about that car, you take it because they're like,
I was wondering, do we actually think that they did something wrong, or
Racing Points.
yeah,
Yeah, they definitely did things that they shouldn't have done. Like they completely copied Mercedes' car from last year.
yeah, but the thing they protested against is a part which they bought from Mercedes in 2019 because they were allowed to buy it back then, but in 2020 it was on the list, so they couldn't buy it, but they still use it in their car.
Yeah.
That's so I think it's a bit of a gray area whether they actually
Yeah.
did something wrong, because in a way they got that knowledge in a perfectly legal, okay way, but whether it's okay to use it in the year that they weren't allowed to have
Yeah,
that knowledge,
exactly.
it's a bit of a gray area for me.
Yeah, it is. It's
but I
really
think
like
they gained such an advantage.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just it's not completely fair compared to the other teams.
no,
And I
but
think
again, like when you see a chance, you take it to
Yeah.
finish ahead of the others.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, they've got Lawrence Stroll and he's bringing in a lot of money, but as we all know, Formula One is like one of the most expensive sports.
Yeah.
So I think you can never have too much money in the sport.
No, definitely not.
no.
The episode about Pierre. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was such a beautiful episode.
It was.
It honestly was. Like, got nothing bad to say about it.
No, it was one of the
Not
best,
at all.
if not the best episode of
Yeah.
the season.
Yeah, it was so amazing to see him
Amazing.
gaining his confidence back and Oh, it was just
Yeah. It really
Really?
showed how much he growed after Red Bull did him
Yeah,
like dirt.
dirty.
So it was great to see like him growing and getting his win at Monza. So yeah, it was amazing to see. I've got nothing else to say than it was amazing to
No.
see the episode and to see him grow.
yeah.
I was surprised when he said like, I still want to go back to Red Bull.
Yeah,
In a
that
way,
really surprised me.
I see why, because it's still one of the big themes.
Yeah.
But their mindset hasn't changed,
No,
and it never will. So I don't really see why he would
same.
really want to go back. I mean, I can see it from both sides. You want to race in the big team, not in like the small sister team. You want to compete every
Yeah.
week and not 1 week. But I think he would be a much better fit at another big team
Yeah,
than Red Bull.
Definitely.
definitely. And I wouldn't see why he would go back to a team that didn't even give him the chance to prove himself. Because
Yeah.
they just didn't.
No, they like literally threw him out halfway through the season. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even a whole season, and it's just
it's
not
And I
a
don't-
game.
And I don't think they will take him back.
no, they won't. Now
Ever.
that they got
No.
Sergio and Max, unless
Yeah,
Max like
and
goes
even-
to Mercedes, then they might consider taking either Pierre or Yuki.
I think Max will stay with Red Bull for a long time.
I'm not sure if the car doesn't
not
really deliver this year. Like if it doesn't like live up to his expectations, then he has a right to leave Red Bull, and then I think he'll be
Yeah.
one of the first ones in the Mercedes seat.
Next to
Yeah.
George, of course.
Yeah, next to George.
course.
Yeah,
George is top of the list for Mercedes.
yeah.
Yeah.
George. Sorry.
I'm still so mad that it didn't
To
include.
George that
Yeah.
he wasn't in it. It's just,
I'm
Yeah.
so mad. But George was like, wait, I'm not sure if everyone has seen it, but I'm just tweet about it that I'm not even in Drive to Survive. He just spoiled it for everyone Saturday morning, and he was like tweeting, "Oh, when you find out you're not in Drive to Survive," I'm like, dude, not everyone has seen every episode yet. Don't spoil everything.
Yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
really mad
It
about
was
that.
so sad.
But let's be
because
honest.
so much happened in Bahrain. They just
Yeah.
they couldn't fit it all in.
No, but they didn't have to show Grosjean's crash for 5 minutes.
Oh,
They kept on repeating it, and I was like, please just don't.
Yeah. It was a weird episode.
It
I
was.
think
Yeah. Episode 7, before we go to the episode of
Grosjean
Grosjean.
one. Yeah.
Episode 7 surprised me. It was about Haas and their
Yes.
sponsor and driver
Yes.
whole debacle. It
Yeah.
really surprised. It was one of the most surprising, not in a bad
Not-
way, not
no.
especially in a good way,
Yeah.
just
yeah.
Just
It
in a
was
surprising.
weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still feel sorry for Günther that he had to like manage those drivers for so long, and it's not
Yeah.
getting any better this year. At least one driver is
Yeah.
pretty decent.
Yeah.
Whether he exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think he was put in a difficult spot as well with like he needed to get Mick Schumacher in the
Yeah.
team.
He needed to get a German
else it wasn't-
driver.
Yeah, and Mick was his only choice, I think.
Yeah.
So I think he was put in a difficult position as to how to get him,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of teams wanted him.
Yeah, definitely. And
Alfa Romeo. They
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
had him one day for like the whole weekend, so I think Gunther was quite worried
yeah.
that he was going to
Yeah.
go there.
And if he didn't get a German driver, then they wouldn't have
A big sponsor.
sponsors. Yeah. But then again, I
Yeah.
don't get why like I get why he has Mazepin in the team, but because Mazepin brings a lot of money, but
Yeah.
then again, he's not gonna score any points for the team. So
Exactly.
what's the
Yeah.
point?
I think
It's like, yeah,
the
go
only
ahead.
point is cash is king. That's the only point why Mazepin is there,
Yeah.
in my eyes.
For me, the better way would have been to like get two drivers that are pretty decent, like Callum Ilott, for example.
Exactly.
So you can actually like get money, but not through investors, but by not being last in the constructors, and seeing that a long way, that's like way better than looking for more sponsors,
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
because
I
your
think-
drivers are like not that good.
Yeah. But I think Gene Haas was tired of it as well, like waiting for sponsors. I think it was a
Yeah.
bit like, I need another investor because I don't want to do it alone anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
It was nice to see a bit of the negotiations that go behind the scenes with the sponsors.
Yeah, it was like we really hadn't seen something like that before. It was nice to see another like way of Formula One, because mostly we
Yeah.
just see the drivers, we see the drama and everything, but
Yeah.
not how they actually do their sponsors or how they get
Yeah.
their sponsors.
Yeah.
Talking about drama, the made-up Carlos and Lando drama
Honestly,
got me yelling at my TV screen.
Same.
yeah, it was bad.
It was.
It was
I-
so bad.
They just took like board radios, old board radios, I even believe. It wasn't even from this season, if I'm correct. The one where Lando says he just turned into me, that wasn't even from last season. So they just made
I'm-
a drama.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think that wasn't even about Carlos. I think it was about another driver and all. It doesn't make sense. Like those two are like it's so rare to find a friendship in Formula One, and they've like they're like best friends. Like the first thing they did when they got back to Bahrain was like they went golfing together. And now Netflix is trying to tell us that there's drama
Yeah.
between them. Sorry, but no,
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm out. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a McLaren fan, seeing all the like the unboxed on YouTube and everything, it just came as a shock. It was like, what is this? We've seen
Yeah.
so much of them.
Yeah,
They're really open about their friendship and their relationship within the team.
exactly.
It just kind of gave us a shock. Like, where have Netflix got this from? What have they seen that we've not seen?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This just doesn't make any sense.
No, they just tried to make a drama I think to get more views, because there are a lot of people who really like the friendship between Carlos and Lando. And I think that this will just give Netflix an opportunity to make more money so that people will watch the episode to see what happened. And yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's just
Big audience.
their way
for
of,
that, yeah.
yeah.
It was weird. I think everybody who watched the sport before will be like, this is so scripted, so fake, so
Yeah,
out of context. But
exactly.
I'm just thinking about like people who will get into the sport because of Drive to Survive will be like, did you know about the drama? And we'll all be like, what drama?
Exactly. Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, no wonder Daniel Ricciardo's in if them two got on so badly.
Yeah, exactly. It was, yeah, that part of Drive to Survive was probably my least favorite part.
Yeah.
Besides
Yeah.
seeing all of Bottas, that was
Oh,
So unnecessary.
exactly.
Yeah, it just took away from the seriousness of it.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people gained a lot of respect from during
Yeah.
the episode,
Mm-hmm.
including me. I thought it was good to see his mindset, and obviously going up against Lewis, and I hate to say it, losing so much. You have to be a strong person to come back from that.
Yeah,
Obviously, we see
Yeah.
what happened at Sochi.
yeah, that was something. But I hope to see more of like Bottas actually fighting for his spot in the team and for like the win
Yeah.
this year, because he's a great driver. He's just always told to, you know, do things to favor Lewis.
Mhm.
Sadly, it is the way it is. So hopefully that will change.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
so.
And-
They put too much time on showing the crash and talking about it when they could have talked about so many other things that happened in Bahrain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
think
I mean,
It was two so eventful races. And
exactly. And they
Yeah.
decided to only focus on the crash. I mean, it was a big thing that happened this year, obviously, or last year. But George drove for Mercedes. They talked about Lewis Hamilton getting COVID and not being able to drive, and they just didn't show anything of George.
yeah.
big conspiracy theory here, but I somehow think that Mercedes paid Netflix a lot of money so they wouldn't talk about
Yeah.
the drama, like the screwed up pit stop and then George
Exactly.
getting his puncture
Yeah.
and
I think
all of that
Yeah.
because I don't know. It seems so odd not to talk about
yeah, exactly. It's one of the
Yeah.
biggest things that
final
happened.
winner getting COVID. George stepping in from Williams and driving the race of his life.
yeah.
So there must have been like
There definitely
think-
has something going on.
Another conspiracy theory, I think, with the screw up that Mercedes did, I don't think it was an accident.
I think it was
It was-
planned to make.
I think it was
Maybe.
planned. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
didn't want George to win. I think in a way because they knew Lewis would be out of contract at the end of the season. I think in a way they wanted to show like, look, we can replace you with someone
Just as
just
good.
as good.
Yeah.
So if you wanna see it, you need to come back on our terms and not only on yours.
Yeah.
But we can have him win because he's not a full-time driver for us, so we don't
Yeah.
want him to score points in a car that's not
His
his.
car. Yeah, exactly.
also that would have put Bottas in a really, really
Yeah, I think they did this in
Yeah.
Bottas' favor,
yeah.
honestly.
Like if that race would have happened earlier in the season, I'm pretty sure Bottas wouldn't have a seat for this year at Mercedes.
Yeah, definitely.
I think
Mhm.
they would have went with George instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see why maybe they didn't put it in because they had the whole Valtteri like building some respect on him, and then if they'd have put that in, it would have just seemed kind of
Yeah.
the opposite,
Yeah.
really.
But I do think Mercedes indeed paid Netflix to, not show it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
They
think-
must have.
I think the Grosjean crash was like dramatic enough, and I don't think Netflix could really. I don't understand why they would try and do anything with that because it was dramatic enough. So I think they should have
Yeah.
probably focused on something else.
yeah.
There was definitely like I knew that he was gonna get out of the car, but I was so nervous.
It was scared.
Yeah.
Then the interview afterwards with his wife, where he actually talked about how he felt and
Yeah.
how he gave up for a
Yes,
second.
that
I was
was
full on crying.
same.
Yeah.
Oh, whew.
I think the behind the scenes for me was, I think were good, like seeing how the teams reacted, and
Yeah.
those things are the things we haven't seen yet. The crash, I mean, it's sad to say, but I've seen it. I know he'll come out. I know how he will walk across the barrier. It was nice to see the interviews and
Yeah.
all that stuff. I didn't need to see a full-on animation on how it happened.
No,
No.
they did put too much time in showing the crash over and over again
Yeah.
for like. It took Netflix 5 minutes to show that he got out of the car, which indeed took like 2 minutes in real life, I
Yeah.
guess.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was
I
something
think-
like 2 minutes and
Yeah.
I don't know how many seconds.
Yeah.
But Netflix played it over so much that it took like 5 minutes to get out of the car. They just, I don't know, they overshared it, I guess.
Yeah, it seemed like a waste of time considering we already knew what was gonna happen.
Exactly.
The last episode is about the fight for the third place with McLaren, Racing Point, and Renault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Renault.
Yeah.
And then at the end, a small piece about Lewis Hamilton talking about how it is to be the only black person in sports.
Yeah, I think that was really inspiring for some,
Yeah.
in some way. Because obviously you need money to get into the sports, but him saying that his dad didn't have a lot of money when he grew up shows that money isn't everything. Of course, it's a
No.
big part of the sports, but it doesn't mean that if you don't have a lot of money, you can't get into the sports.
Yeah. I think it was really good that they put it in, but it felt, might be controversial, it felt a bit forced
Yeah.
in a way.
it-
It felt
Yeah, I
like
see.
everything that happened last year with the Black Lives Matter movement, I felt like Netflix felt like they had to put it in.
Yeah,
They had to have
definitely.
an interview with him on how it is, and because over the last years they didn't really care. Not that they didn't care about him, but they didn't care about how it was for him. And now all of a sudden they're like, we're willing to do this one-on-one interview and talk about how it was growing up. And it's
Yeah.
good. I mean, there needs to be a voice, but it
It-
felt a bit forced for me.
Yeah, exactly. And like the fight for third in constructorship was, I think that was probably the most exciting thing that happened this season
Yeah.
in fights on track or having to do with the teams, because
Yeah.
the winner, like the world champion, was already like we already knew who it was going to be
Yeah.
halfway through the season. So I think that was like probably the most exciting thing to look forward towards the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Like, still feel like I remember going into the race. I was convinced that Racing Point would be third,
But
but
Yeah.
then Perez engine failed. I think it was an engine failure.
yeah,
And I was like, okay, maybe my McLaren boys can do it. And then they did it.
yeah, it was really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see where they end up this year.
I hope they will still get. I don't think they'll get second place. Like obviously
No.
Red Bull will get second place, but I do think
No.
McLaren has like a great chance of getting third place again.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
Let's see. But for me,
So-
like, I'm still mad that they, like, Mugello, like, didn't
Exactly.
Also, the 3 times Nico Hulkenberg.
Where was
snapped
Nico?
him.
Where was
Like,
he in
what-
this?
Yeah.
That was
As well as,
so
like,
rude. That was
Williams
rude.
leaving Williams.
We're leaving. Where was Claire in this whole season?
mean-
Like the historic family name of the team left, and
Yeah,
there was literally nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, in the last 2 seasons, it was like a lot of Williams, almost
yeah,
only Williams, and now nothing. And I was like, now something is like really happening.
exactly.
Show it.
Exactly.
I mean, they could have done a great episode about it, but
Yeah,
they didn't.
no. Instead, they showed Valtteri's ass and the crash over and over again.
Yeah.
So,
I think Netflix like to just like there was quite a lot to choose from this year. Obviously, it was
Yeah.
quite eventful and dramatic.
Yeah.
I think Netflix just looked for the things that they could kind of exaggerate more,
Yeah. Definitely.
make a bit more drama out of it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
did make
but-
drama out of it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll say
Instead of
top-
a whole episode about drama that doesn't exist,
Yes.
Yeah.
talk about something really interesting. Like I would have loved to see what was going behind and how Claire felt about the decision she had to
Yeah.
make to say it's not for me. I'm gonna leave the sports because in like the previous seasons she said I don't want to leave. I don't want to be the one that says Williams failed because of me. But
here she is.
yeah, here she is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
quite
was
tough
weird.
to watch. Like you see Cyril and Gunther, like obviously they're really struggling, but Claire literally has the biggest struggle there.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
right at the bottom, and
Yeah.
we didn't really get to see much of her and how challenging it is for William.
yeah.
Exactly.
And I think also she has a lot of pressure because of her dad and how he did it. And
Yeah.
obviously
definitely.
they don't work the same way, but
No, but yeah.
she wants
does
to make
that.
her dad proud.
Yeah. Exactly.
Also, like they spent a whole episode in Ferrari and how they screwed over Seb, and then they don't talk about his podium in Turkey.
It's
Netflix
Oh.
just kind of screwed up this season, I think, on topics
Yeah.
they could show and
I
like
feel
things.
in some ways it's one of the best seasons we've got with the whole seeing how Bottas felt and
Yeah.
those things. In other ways it's like one of the worst seasons
Exactly.
where they didn't cover half the stuff that was so important last year.
Yeah.
Like even
Ferrari
Giovinazzi had
is-
more screen time than George did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
So
I mean, talking about Alfa Romeo screen time, loved Kimi.
yeah.
yeah,
Actually,
Yes.
loved him. The
yeah.
part where they're like, you can smile.
Yeah, and he's just
Three,
like,
1, 2,
It
3.
was like
yeah,
It's like,
that was the best thing.
yeah. And then they showed like Giovinazzi, like you can smile and train. He's like a
Yeah,
big
he's like smiling and yeah,
smiling, and I was like, yeah,
we stand Kimmy.
yeah.
love him. In a way, I don't want to
Weird
see
without him
leave
next
sports
year.
ever.
Oh, I'm so convinced he's gonna leave. I just said that.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, I think he will, but
He will, yeah.
I don't want to.
Yes.
No,
like-
but he will.
Yeah,
I mean, if we're being honest, he's had his best time in Formula One.
yeah. I also think he wants to be with his children and
Yeah,
see them grow up.
definitely.
He's a husband. He's a father. He's not only a racing driver anymore.
Exactly. And it's just a hobby for him, so he'll find another hobby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hobbies don't last
Um,
forever.
Exactly.
And maybe he'll like do something else within the sport. I don't think he'll fully leave.
No.
Like a reserve driver or a testing driver for sure, but
He won't be like one of the 20 drivers on grid next year.
no.
I'd love him to be like Jensen Button or someone like that. Obviously,
Yeah.
Jensen's back at Williams, like as an advisor. Like if Kimi could do something like that, that would be so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
I think he could
Definitely.
share a lot of good information, but
yeah.
he would need to talk.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't like it's Kimmy we're talking about. You know,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that kind of position because he isn't a man of many words as well.
No.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what will happen in next year.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the first race will go.
Yeah.
That's
Be sure to leave a comment about your predictions and what you're most excited about for the new F1 season.
Make sure to follow our social media. It's all linked in our description box. So be sure to check that out if you want to see more behind the scenes or be sure to never miss a thing.
I hope you liked it and stay tuned for more content.